Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Friday afternoon, especially around this most beautiful night. Anyways, I was actually just busy, trying to, busy trying to figure out what to work on my sketch. Trying to work on some art drawings on my sketchbook. And next thing before I know, and then second, then the next thing before I even know it, I'm looking outside, on the left side of my window. And then suddenly I've just noticed this half moon just being out here. Since I know it's 3:36 a.m. Skies are basically clearer tonight. And since this is Friday, September 14th, 2018. Yeah. Like I said, but at long last, this half moon, however, has just finally appeared. And plus, I was actually checking out this AccuWeather report just before I got to while doing this video recording, of course, on this half moon out here, which is currently outside tonight. So at 9, so let me see. So right now it's 8:36 or 8:37 a.m. So apparently this half moon is going to be out here, and plus it's going to be around, I'd say throughout the duration on 9 p.m. And then later on a Saturday morning, it's going to be this half moon will be around, at 1 p.m. And plus, as for 5 and 6 p.m., the weather, however, might be the weather, of course, might be, foggy, though. There might be some light fog going on. And as for for the Saturday morning itself, it'll be it'll be usually have be sunny with, let me see, there'll be sun with clouds outside. But man, oh man, to be honest, of course, like I said, it's been it's been a really long time since this half moon, however, last showed up since last month, in August. So let's see. It's a beautiful night outside, and while at the very same time, as I'm basically just keeping an eye out, making sure there are no mosquitoes just flying around out here. But in actuality, they really are. No wonder they're so attracted to this light outside. And plus, I am noticing, a couple of stars out here, too. No, not 2, but 3. Let's see, all I can clearly just see is 3 of them, but I do notice a third one here in the center, here in these skies. No, wait a minute. There's not 3. There's actually 4 of them. There could be, like I said, even though, let me see. So, since the skies are basically clear, let me see. So right now, the skies are basically clear. So there might, like I said, there is there may be even more than just 4 stars, which I'm just noticing here in the skies. Well, no, above these skies out here. And plus, let me see, about a couple of days ago, while I was just busy, about a couple of days ago, I was actually using a broom trying to sweep away all of those spider webs, of course, especially outside the back door, because man, they were just everywhere. So, not to mention since yesterday, since yesterday, on a Thursday afternoon, there was actually one line of a spider web that was that was nearly close to the mailbox, even outside. Personally, I don't care if the weather's changing, but man, why in the world do spiders, of course, always gotta be spinning their webs, especially all around outside? They always do that a lot more often. And especially, usually around the fall. But the good news is, at least the summer is over, though. So, the weather outside, of course, isn't exactly all warm and muggy like it used to. Yeah. Oh, let me try and zoom out so I can get a much better, clearer view here. So, yes, I actually do notice there's, like, say, white moth out here. There's about 2 of them. No, 3 of them. Damn, there's so many of them. Okay. Alright, so let me see. Because right now, all I'm just trying to do is just focus on this moon out here. So I'm just zooming out to see exactly what outside here really looks like. Don't worry, it's not one of those light-up firebugs, of course. Not like the ones, of course, that, well, we've actually seen, like, say, well, some of them, during around, the summer since, the 4th of July or something like that. Because I know I did notice about, like, say, just about some of them now. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, and by the way, and speaking about the Fitzgerald, by the way, and speaking about the Fitzgerald High School tragedy incident, what happened to Danyna Gibson, I'm really, even still, to be honest with you, I'm really sorry to hear about what happened to her. And let me tell you something. You know what? None of this really makes any sense. I just don't get it. How in the world could I just don't get it. How in the world could a 17-year-old girl would simply just bring, like, say, a kitchen steak knife from her folks' place, and then decides to intentionally just, like, say, trying to stab and, off her own closest best friend like that. The 16-year-old girl, of course, who like I said, but the 16-year-old girl Hall was actually referring to as, well, Danyna Gibson, who was actually who was tragically killed by her own best friend. Doesn't even make any sense. All of this over a dispute over a dude. Man. And plus I was actually watching, of course, on a YouTube channel, of course. And plus I was actually watching on a YouTube channel that she's also, like, that this 17-year-old girl, of course, she's basically, like, basically in court facing a judge, and is now sentenced, of course, to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Man, oh man, that's just messed up. How in the world could a 17-year-old girl, of course, be all jealous, get into a dispute over her own closest best friend, Danyna Gibson, and then just suddenly does the unthinkable? Like I said, even in high school, they need, like I said, in high school, they really need to have much more security. So that way, every student would really be safe. They need to really have, like, say, metal detectors completely active. Even at Osborne High School, and believe you me, even at Osborne High School, which occurred back in 2003, some dude, on the other hand, however, decided, like, say, some dude, of course, decided, like, say, trying to bring in a gun to school, trying to pass through the metal detector, trying to pass through the security guard, and then suddenly, the gun, however, apparently just went off, and he accidentally, like, say, shot himself in the kneecap. Believe you me, that's just pretty much messed up, though. But this 17-year-old girl just suddenly just getting into a dispute, even against her own closest best friend like that. Man, how could someone, like, say, just do that? to their own best friend, and two of them are really, just straight A students. Jealousy and rage leads to tragedy. Doesn't even make any sense. But even still, my condolences really go out to, Danyna Gibson's family and friends, really. Because I was actually watching this on, what was this, on a channel, Fox 2 News, Detroit, I think? Or was it Local 4 News? Let me try and clear this up. Yeah, and plus, I also heard about, the vigil, of course, that kind of took place since, yesterday, of course, that occurred, at 1 p.m. over at Fitzgerald High School in Warren. That's in Warren, Michigan, right? Yeah, it was. Then they also have, grief guidance counselors. Yeah. All of this over a dispute over a dude. Man, just what in the world was that 17-year-old girl even really thinking anyway? Bringing a kitchen knife, trying to say what? Trying to go after her own closest best friend like that. Who never did any harm, of course, except just just being best friends with this guy, and just basically just focusing on her own work. Man. All right, so. Oh yeah, let me see. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, plus I also have finally got these flesh tone chalk pencils. So I'm gonna try and add those of course, for my sketch drawings. So that way I can finally be able. So that way now I can be able to finally finish those up. The ones I had been previously working on. Oops, let me focus on this half moon down here. Because because before, this weekend, on Friday, the other weekdays, from Monday to Thursday, like I said, because throughout, since the beginning of since September to what is now, in mid-September, here in the 14th. Like I said, there was there was, the weather out there, it was full of clouds just basically outside. Clouds were, like I said, the weather, it was really cloudy throughout the whole afternoon, not to mention around the morning. Until finally, at long last, this baby here this half moon just finally just made its reappearance. Oh yeah, and plus, speaking about the Hurricane Florence issue going on, yeah, let me see, because right now, of course, Hurricane Florence, however, is finally, dropped all the way down to Category 1. But, like I said, the storm surges, however, still pose a huge threat. What's going on, in North Carolina. And, but even still, just hope everybody else, however, just made it just made it to Michigan, just simply, just managed to make it to Michigan, just in time. Just to fully escape, Hurricane Florence's intense intense weather issues going on. Just hope everyone else out there is just safe and sound. Believe you me, Hurricane Florence, on the other hand, is just like the rest of the other hurricanes. But only one question, though, that I am curious about. Okay, only one question, though, but who actually came up with these names for the hurricanes? I mean, let me see. This is actually the very first time I ever heard about Hurricane Andrew. Something which went on since way back in 1992. Never heard about that before in my life for the very first time until here in 2018 in September. Those little flying bugs, of course, are basically just flying everywhere. Okay, now I definitely notice that. Okay, now I clearly notice that line of spider web, even outside. I can clearly see it. Man, that thing is. Oh man, that line of spider web, of course, I can clearly see it out here, especially around tonight, but man, that sucker's long. Unbelievable. Let's see, I'm just trying to find this line of spider web out here. I mean spider web. Okay, there it is. I clearly see it. There it is, right there. This is what I was actually telling y'all about. It's right here on the left. Oh yeah, there was something else too. Let me see. Oh yeah, plus I've also heard, of course, that DCEU, of course, is now planning on working on a new Supergirl movie. Since they are currently developing this upcoming movie, and since it's going to be in the works. Yeah, because like I said, I was just watching this, of course, even on YouTube. Probably I'd say about a few minutes ago. Okay, I see that line. There's that line of spider web out here. Oh, excuse me, I just burped. Was that a flying moth that I suddenly just spotted though? Because I was like, let me see, because I was just what? Let me see, because right now I'm paying attention, like I said, because right now I'm paying attention to this half moon out here which is here in the center above these skies here, and while at the same time I'm trying to get a much more clearer focus, of course, on this long line of spider web here. Next before I know, I'm noticing this flying. Next before I know, I'm spotting a flying moth that was simply flew in really fast. I'm like, what's up with it? What's up with that? Anyway. Okay. Okay, so let's see. So I can definitely notice there's a... Okay, I can definitely see this this tiny speck of a star out here. Only from this distance. It's right there on the left. The star, let me see, because like I said, because this star out here, it looks like a, let me see, because from the distance, you know, from only when I'm just viewing, it looks like, you know, well, it looks like a little dot though, a little dot of light out here. The star itself. So let's focus on this half moon out here. All right, let me zoom in. Okay, so I'm using, hold up. All right, so now I'm using full magnification of about 4.0. There you are. Half moon, you are truly the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Hold up. Trying to get a much clearer view of this half moon here, but it shouldn't be, like, see, because the camera's angle shouldn't be expanding like that. So that's not what this half moon itself looks like. I don't know why it does that. Trying to get a much clearer angle here. Okay, there it is. And that's just basically a neighbor's dog, basically barking, of course, on the left side. No, not on the left side, but just next door, actually. A couple of houses away. Let's see if I can just get a much. Let me see if I can just try, like, say, well, get a much more clearer view. Okay, let me stay put because I don't want, like, say, you know, the camera's angle suddenly, you know, having, like, say, well, this half moon being expanded to a much more larger view. Not like how it was, like, say, you know, well, earlier when I began, like, say, what, doing this video recording of it. Damn it! Why in the world does it keep doing that? My bad. It shouldn't be expanding like that. Okay. Okay. Man, that's one heck of a line of a spider web out here. Good thing there's no spider, though. Because yesterday, while I was actually trying to, like, say, well, you know, let me see, because yesterday, I was actually trying to, like, say, well, I was basically, you know, just trying to get this mail from the mailbox, and while I was outside, I did notice, like, say, what a couple of mosquitoes, of course, flying mosquitoes got, like, say, you know, pretty much got caught in the spider's web. Only just about 2 of them. Because I had to quickly, like, say, what, make it right back inside the house, because I did notice there were, like, say, what, just a few of them flying outside, of course, just, like, say, what, close to those green bushes. Next to, like, say, what, very close to where the spider web was actually at. But in the meantime, I love y'all. Y'all be good. Happy Friday afternoon. Man, that's one heck of a... Hold on, my bad. I'm like... Because right now I'm looking at this line of spider web. But man, this sucker's huge, though. It's a really... Like I said, it's a very long, straight line. it's just like, say, we're very close to this power cable out here. Well, only to what I'm just noticing from here. But in the meantime, happy Friday afternoon. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Be safe and sound out there. Take care. And stay tuned. I will be back. And plus, I also do know it's been a really long time since I also haven't been live streaming any other games since I've been busy, focusing on my artwork a lot more often. Take care, and I'll be back. Okay, there's a half moon. Man, she is truly beautiful though, isn't she? I totally agree with that. Don't y'all? Oh yeah. Man, this half moon out here is truly the most beautiful sight to behold.